I said the wake of this political terrorism started more, heated up more because of the quest to take over power from PDP within that's the hustle for 2015 election. After 2011 election, say 90 quests come past. Do you agree with that, first of all? If you don't agree, please tell us why you don't agree. And then what can we do to hold the people in power accountable for this thing we're facing at them doing? Because just like you talk about, the people in power now means all politicians. Because all these politicians in power at one point in time don't move from one place, one political alienation to the other. So what can we do to hold them responsible? How can we continue like this? It doesn't make sense that innocent people just keep dying and we're doing what we're doing.
Innocent people will continue to die.
Hey.
Now, one thing that I don't agree with that, now 2015, 19 start. Buhari said there will be baboon and waiting blood.
The blood of the baboons and yeah.
See, madam, before you do naming ceremony, you go down give the woman belly. She go down pass through all the process of month 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that they call her first term, semester, second semester.
No, be semester, trimester.
By the third semester,
trimester,
the pikin they come out. They will come give her name. Before that 2015, where Buhari they say blood and baboon, where this and that people were imported into the country. Are you going to tell me that it was not seen as viable before you will boldly say, I will do this? When I tell some people, say, if you push me to the wall and you go unconventional, and I want to go unconventional with you, it will be bloody. And they say those things because I know, say, I get 1 or 2 where we don't face death before. When it be say, if wars come to war, why you never see, say, military veterans protest, then go arrest one, lock him, or you can't try it. If you arrest any military veteran where they protest, the ones where you don't expect will appear in your dream.
Eh? No, okay. The other day, military veterans, retired military officers, and last week, then protest. I mean, I send them warning. Then disperse them, then warn them and they no protest.
No, forget. All those things we know waiting there. That warning where they send them, why you no go there, go throw tear gas? Why you no throw tear gas, tie them, carry them, they go? Go and try it with military veterans, say they are on protest. The best thing for you, go and address them and let them go. Because the person where they power now for army, where wear uniform, now the people wey train them 9 days outside they talk them. They know where in liver reach. The oddly way stand they follow them, they carry pistol. In papa they outside there. In uncle they outside there. The person wey sign in form they join them, they outside there. So the outside is more dangerous than the inside. The outside is the motivation of the inside. Because any soldier where they serve today, where still they loyal, it is because he sees some of us where stand the test of time. So he go believe, say, one day I go be like Ogaro, no wahala, I no go thief, I no go kill, I no go become a criminal soldier. So I want to be like, or even if then they suffer, I want to, we are the example of patriotism. Because if I am not patriotic, if I create a training camp for criminal elements in Nigeria, I already know the secret where they go do. But even in the midst of hunger, military veterans, how many of them you don't hear that were arrested, that they arrest bandits, some are retired soldiers. Very few instances that you hear police or this or that because of patriotism. But those in power, they don't want to come out and hear say they cannot pay their children's school fees, or they cannot fly like their fellow leaders where they see the politician. So they are ready to dance to the tune. So when they come out, tell you, say, those soldiers where they protest are this or that, somebody gave them a script to go and read. And that is the kind of military that you have now. compromise within the extent of destroying their own. The police that you have now, all the money being sent to all the headquarters and all the this thing, it doesn't get there. So the police go ask you for money for fuel, go ask you for money for paper, it go ask you for logistics to take go arrest somebody. Where you say the man house dey, he there so and so place. Okay, so how are we going there? Oga, my motor, no, we no go use your motor, you go mobilize us. And that mobilization is because government mobilization not reach there. They no say Oga collect am. When the Oga here say you say they will mobilize you, Oga no fit up because the mobilization dey in pocket. He's going to Canada the next week. You want go relax more. So we are aware of all these things before that 2015. The permutation to permit violence, thuggery, terrorism started immediately democracy was rebirthed.
So now since 1999 it starts?
Started immediately democracy was rebirthed. I joined the army in 1999 as a young man. And all my youthful years, I saw with my eyes. I lost my right eye in the same army. I can't see with this eye right now. And in my youthful years, I saw the same village chiefs, all these Oba, Igwe, Emir, come to see presidency and they carry bag and go. I saw people that were representatives of the people that were crying. The leadership, can I talk to some people? Or can I talk to these are our leaders. They enter there, they come out with a different music. So it is easy to compromise if you were not the kind of person that I know you are. A text message will not enter your phone like this. You will see they will open an account for you in one of the banks. They will send you the alert to see the balance in the account. The ATM will arrive in your mail. Your account officer will call you, Madam, let me be your account officer. You want money in dollar or in naira. Immediately your song will change if you are seen to be somebody that can be compromised. So those people that could not be compromised either become quiet or you speak out of context, you are arrested, or you are constrained to the point where you become hunger related and you have to compromise your integrity.
So, all right, sir. So why do you think that this political terrorism started in 1999? Why they not do these kinds of things? Why terrorism generally don't feel exist during military regime? Why? Why was it impossible?
During the military regime, it was zero tolerance for armed presence or armed superiority. It's just like this African country now that this Traore is there now. As he is there now with his military guys, there is control over other armed groups like the police and all that, to the extent that they should not be superior to the military because they can be used to overthrow. So in our military regime in Nigeria, we concentrated on dethroning the capabilities of the police, so that the army will become, if somebody sees your land, that instead of you to go to a police station, you will go back. So you will always see one soldier following people to go draw debts, go fight for land, go and do this. So all of those things were being seen by those that designed the new democracy. And they saw that you need to get the dog in the house and wear it green with a beret. So when they could not achieve that fully, because those in service will die loyal. See, I assure you, madam, if you see Nigerian military men where I serve with, oh, whether there is fire burning, when we say move, it is move. I am telling you, even we that were there, we didn't feel that we were being used. We felt that we were patriotic.
Okay, so then what happened? How come between 1999 and 2007 at least, during Obasanjo's regime, how come they were able to also put it under control and we did not see much of what we're seeing now? How come, if you said that this whole thing started from 1999, how come we Obasanjo manager?
I want to tell people now about an armory. An armory is a place where you keep your weapons. You go there, you clean it, you oil it, you count it to be sure that there's audit, and you keep the weapon. Then you have an armorer who takes care of the armory. Every regime where there is no criminal activity, kidnapping, banditry, all those things, the elements that are supposed to establish such insecurity parameters, they are kept like in an armory. That is why a politician, even in Lagos, can tell you that your political rally will not hold. And once you are doing the rally, you hear somebody break bottle. Oh, even journalists will first start running. They will be shooting guns. Now, there was a rally in Lagos where the area boy man was shot. I don't want to bother myself with names. And he was flown abroad for treatment. But the police officers that were also shot were in their Ikoyi hospital there, managing what they can get. Those area boys...
If Ikoyi hospital, to be specific, it's military hospital Ikoyi, that's what they want.
Those people...
Before you go there, like in a private hospital, then go. No, but...
So an armory, madam, is where you keep the hoodlums, the bandits, all the terrorist elements, all the slogans, you keep them. When I say keep, I mean you maintain their hunger. You settle them, you give them everything, you communicate regularly that I deal with you now, no issue.
So you oil them, you feed them.
By the time you open the door for that armory and say everybody carry your weapon, the challenge that those kind of controllers had in Nigeria was they could not recall the elements. So once these guys
they could not control them,
they don't go. So small arms and light weapons became trading materials. People are caught even till now carrying bullets of GPMG and AK-47 to go and sell or supply or transport to non-state actors. You know, so all those channels are open now because you cannot recall. And why can you not recall? That was now why people needed to be potty. Because to hold power, you needed to be under certain cabals in the country.
Okay, so are you suggesting that Obasanjo regime oiled these things well? Waiting make we don't see much of escalation during a tenure.
Obasanjo is an elder statesman and a strategist. Even till now, nobody has come out to review that, oh, he was this, he was that. They make allegations. The evidence, we're waiting for it. If there are evidence, the first thing to do when you have evidence is to remove immunity. Why will I bother to go and look for evidence when I bring it and the person is under immunity? The people to remove immunity, they are in Senate, they are in House of Rep. Under a new leadership, why are they not removing the immunity? So that they can go to Obasanjo, Babangida and say, no more immunity. You did this, come and answer. Because those people in power that can remove the immunity, they also need it. They need the immunity because they already know that they are working in darkness. There are dark hours. So they need that cover so they can remove it. So if you go to the House of Reps, you go for Senate where all these bills are, you will see bills that make sense, but are not tampered with at all. They don't
just
call
pushed
it
aside.
Wow. We have the Veterans Federation of Nigeria bill we put in place. That Veterans Federation of Nigeria bill, madam, it's supposed to take over from the Legion That Veterans Federation of Nigeria bill supposed to also empower a governor to be able to call his state veterans to join him to secure the state. That Veterans Federation of Nigeria bill supposed to give a serving personnel the glory that he deserves, which will make a retired personnel, which will make the serving personnel high after service, which will encourage the vibrant patriotic segment of our youth to high enlistment into the military. That is what that Veterans Federation bill is supposed to do. One, motivate the one in uniform. Two, make the place attractive. Three, the people outside, make them comfortable to utilize their skill to secure their state of residence. So if you say you don't want to give arms to people, a veteran that have a clean record as a retiree, he can own his own. He can call together some other people. He can intimidate a serving personnel and say, why didn't you respond to this? But all those powers are constrained under the Legion. So the Legion now recruited commissioners, which is civilians, to start taking security guard duties. And other military veterans that they perceive to protect. They collect monies as they sell emblem every year for Armed Forces Remembrance Day. All the fallen widows are heroes. Their wives are fallen widows. Right now. So, madam, the government of Babangida, the government of Tinubu, the government of Obasanjo, all governments, they have the armory of the illegal elements. They have the power to allocate their funds to them. You can hear this other man going to Abuja to greet Tinubu. Inside presidency, when he came out, he said he's in charge of security of Kaduna and Abuja Road, not the military. He said it there that the military is weak. If that man is saying that military is weak and brigade of guard is there, he's not supposed to leave that place alive. If it is the brigade of guard that I know. Today, the same man is saying Tinubu is wicked. Tinubu is not doing well. But he has contracts that is funded that the military cannot even touch. So the whole thing is messy. It's messy. I don't even know where whoever is taking over from government, where that person will start from. That's why when this man is saying he wants to do everything in 4 years, Obi, I was just like, will you manufacture people? The person you want to give appointment is building an estate somewhere from misdirected funds that is getting somewhere. The police officer you want to make IG, he has seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 IG that left, how they were pampered. He's waiting for his turn. You come, say. The military, the judiciary, that you want to go and pick one sharp lawyer. That sharp lawyer, they are among people where they throw stone, they throw bottle for the last NBA election. NBA election. Nigerian Bar Association election. They were fighting. Somewhere that you're supposed to stand up, carry your paper, read an articulate presentation, and get standing ovation. And implement the presentation. Now you need to throw bottles, throw chairs to win NBA election. And those same people want to give what they don't have. So the whole constraint now is dangerous. It's very difficult and very dangerous.
All right, before we look at what we could fit do and why it be like say it don't be very difficult for government to even curb the insecurity. Let's go to one of the arms of insecurity with the cause problem for inside this country. The activities of purported or supposed armed herdsmen, as they call them. Now, for so many communities for inside Nigeria, you know, so we get different kinds of insecurity for Nigeria. We don't get Boko Haram own way happen now. We get bandits their own. We get armed herdsmen. Most of the great percentage of the problems where they happen for inside Plateau, Benue State, some part of Southeast, some part of Southwest, some part of South. In fact, major part of the South and Middle Belt, most of the problem really happened there. Now by the supposed armed Fulani herdsmen, according to what they talk. Why we get the bandits them for Northwest, and we can't get the Boko Haram them for Northeast? You see, they share themselves for different levels. So we don't address a bit of the bandits, their own and all that. Even though say you never still tell me, explain that's the way Kao Baraje using mouth talk. Say, now then go bring these bandits then come because if they won't use them in the election. That one we'll address them later. But the activities of these herdsmen, where these women they talk, say these people come to their farms, bring in their herdsmen and destroy their crops. If you talk, they don't kill you. Then go storm community, kill people from inside the community, clear villages. Sometimes they occupy those villages. Why is it difficult for government to actually call them what it is? Or to prescribe a session of any Fulani herdsman we carry gun? Say these people, if you be herdsman, you carry gun, you're terrorist. Or even call on Mieti Allah to make sure, say, they fish out the bad eggs among them when they give them back. Why do you think it's hard for government to do so?
Terrorists, hoodlums, thugs, bandits, whatever name you want to call them, people living in Nigeria, whether citizens or non-citizens, that are ready to take up arms, are ready to kill, to make, burn, they are in the armory. The gatekeepers know what to do. Let me give you an example. You see, sometimes when I talk, people will say, this thing where you talk, I can lead you to a reasonable conclusion. Now, Autumn, as governor,
yes,
he was crying on TV when they killed a lot of people. The police handcuff the criminal, parade them on march past into a courtroom on TV. They carry them from their motor, that they jump down like this with chain on leg to the court. Autumn, they TV, they cry. President then tell the IG, report to that place. IG no go. Those people that were taken into the court, no matter, let's don't go to the one in the bush, madam. Those people that were taken into the court in Benue with a history of killings, majority of the people there are orphans, not because their parents died from old age. They died mysteriously from all these attacks. What happened inside that court? What evidence did that judge need to say the penalty for murder is death? What happened? People approach the bench at a point in a judicial process. They say, approach where? The bench. When you say approach the bench, the judge bend down and talks to them like this. And you now go back again. What is being discussed there? I had to go into the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators. I went to do their exam there to be a fellow of the institute, which has a large percentage of senior advocates. And in negotiation and conciliation and mediation, which is part of the legal process too, because when that one fails, you also go to legal process. Legal process is the strong arm of the law, madam, that will tell you, this thing you did, this is the penalty.
Absolutely. And you don't run away from them, no matter who you
be. When they came out from that court, why was the penalty not applied? Even when the governor was crying that I need justice.
So why was it not applied?
Let me tell you, every politician needs to have a press button for violence to be able to be relevant in Nigeria today. To be able to be relevant as a politician in Nigeria today. That's your catchment area. You must be able to say, from tomorrow, I will scatter everywhere. And you must be able to say that thing that is happening there will stop tomorrow. And you call somebody, you say it's okay, and it's okay. Whether it's in Niger Delta, it's in the north, as in everywhere. Now let's come to the north. Tactically, northern leaders, tactically, used other means, both ethnicity and religion, to reduce intelligence by reducing education. So you will now see education. These things are starting. See, me, I tell people, if I write a book about strategy, the chunk of people in the north, the youth, they have to go through a armory process. Why? Why do they need to carry that plate and be begging on the road? And when you get to 14, 15, you see viral videos where some of them are taught how to use the gun. Now, if a government wants to help such people, will you not firstly eradicate that darkness in that kindergarten stage? But no, you need it. So you will see them line up in front of one big man's house, collecting stipends and food to eat for that day. I am from the north, partly. Maybe you don't know. My mother is Fulani, my mom. My dad is Edo. My grandmother is Ijebu. I married from the east. I served in the army in different parts of the country. So nothing that I cannot postulate. When you begin to empower criminality, you cannot increase the power of justice.
All right, so speaking straight to that conversation I talk, why is it hard to prescribe Fulani herdsmen that have destroyed farms? We make right now, we lack food security inside Nigeria because of majorly their activities. Before we talk about the activities and contribution of the bandits, why is it hard to call them to order? Why?
The arrest that was made long I was in service, I was concerned too. Why do you people carry guns instead of the stick to drive the cow? And the guy said that they have people that rustle their cow in the bush. Police do not go into the bush, don't have forest rangers. So they now call those people cattle rustlers. And they now call those environments unpoliced areas. Miyetti Allah was formed to be able to regulate that industry, which is supposed to be under the Ministry of Agriculture. Because the cattle industry is one of the economic viability of the country. Just like palm kernel and so many others.
Yes.
Now, utilizing that unpoliced area, handing it over to Miyetti Allah, and turning it into a religious force was a strategic means to generate that army that is necessary. So before you know what's happening, children that are supposed to be in school were now being militarized. So if you ask me that why is it that cattle herdsmen will kill and nothing will happen? If they kill and nothing will happen in the north, maybe you will say they negotiated the matter. But they kill in Enugu, they kill in Edo State.
Yes.
And one time in Enugu, go and Google these things I'm saying. There was an Igbo guy that was arrested as the one that was showing them the route. In Edo State, we have Edo North, which also believes that they are from the north. And there are liaisons within these people. That's why so many village heads have been arrested now for negotiating ransom and collecting commission from kidnappers and victims. So if you want to blame the Fulani herdsman for carrying weapons, start the judicial process. Arrest him for illegal possession of arms. Arrest him if he kills somebody.
Why are they not arrested for illegal possession of arms? Who even they give them arms?
We have answered that question. You have a government. Your government need them. Your government, our government need them. Different facets. By the time you get to pick a criminal, see, Precious, go and Google that video where a criminal was arrested and he was telling the policeman that arrested him that you just waste your time. You are wasting your time. I'm coming out.
And he came out.
These criminal armed forces, non-state actors in Nigeria, they are being utilized for political terrorism. So even when they go out of context and begin to do all of these things, there's somebody that makes a phone call. If they say it's not true, let's see the judiciary in process. Thank you.
Hey. Let me open phone lines because I know Nigerians have a lot of questions to ask. You may not be like saying only me, then go to talk or they ask you questions for inside this matter because the matter around insecurity is still very, very worrisome. But in all of this, make we go to waiting or gather Udalawa talk. In talk say waiting phone from a phone, in go tell you where these boys are right now. The bandits, they are leaders especially. And then say it's just that he cannot give order. Say if he give order to security agencies, then we'll tell them, say, they wait for approval from Abuja. Do you think that is correct? That's on the one hand. If it is correct, why is it difficult for Abuja to give him the go-ahead? Is it the willpower, political will, to fight this terrorism?
Let me start from the governor. That governor you are talking about, he has military veterans that are more articulate than I am. He has military veterans that are more daredevil than I am and many other people. In his state, has he put them together to say, you are from this state, speak language to them and say, what do we do? See where these people are. And let's him come out and say, police, DSS from his state that are retired, that have carried arms legitimately in this country, as he put them together. That's one. Two, I told you earlier, don't tell us I have, because we are traumatic enough with all the I haves that we have had. And they still come back and they are in government. If you have the address, why is that address not populated everywhere? Covertly. There are cyber security boys today that can populate that address, the GPS code, even area photos of the terrorists as they are there, and populate.
We don't see some of those images before now. We don't see some of those images before. I don't know whether you never see. But going back to the question, do you think it's impossible for a Nigerian military or security apparatus generally to know the whereabouts of this bandit? Do you think it's impossible? Based on Inyasa?
It's not impossible.
Then if it's not impossible, that means his assertions are correct. That means it's likely correct.
His assertions are correct, but we're talking about him as a governor collecting security votes. What have you done? If the federal government refused to deploy federal might,
he says the power is not in his
what
hands.
have
He
you
sabi, he no fit call. So anybody when call, they will say,
then why are you there? Then you resign. People are dying. You are collecting security votes and you say the power is not in your hand. You resign. Madam, let me tell you something. Bandits buy drugs. There is a channel that drug take from importation to distribution that you can track.
yes.
Bandits buy food.
Yes, they buy fuel.
There are channels that food take from the farm to the market and to the consumer. Bandits, they buy gas, petrol. There are channels where refined gasoline, even those from private, secret, illegal refineries, you can track it. Bandits utilize mobility, Okada, moto, and all that. There are devices that can hone in on sound and track those sounds to legitimate destination. Bandits are human beings, so they interact socially. So while they are interacting socially, there's a video now where one wants to buy kunu. He went to buy kunu with his rifle, and all the other boys were snapping, doing selfie with him like a celebrity.
Oh,
they are social parameters. Bandits, like, they carry women. There are women. There is a woman that said she used to prostitute for bandits, and she put her children into prostitution. Check your Google. And she was arrested because she carried some other girls there. We have agencies that can penetrate. I'm just giving you some simple platforms where a governor can penetrate those platforms with a selected team that he has. If that governor wants to come for re-election, listen to me. And I said, you will not be re-elected. Will he not put deterrence measure in place so that he will hold his state? Yes, he will. Why can't you put deterrence measures in place when the federal government leave you? And if they stop you upon that, you resign. With all your evidence made public.
But you remember that
we don't need the address.
You be the first person we don't talk this one. You mentioned on Tom K.
That's what I'm telling you now, because he reports.
When in talk say, sometimes when they even arrest them, they will say order come from Abuja, make them release them. I don't know whether you don't remember that.
The order that came from Abuja, the phone call that came, many times we dey hear voice message or phone call, e dey viral. You will release all of those things covertly, so it cannot be traced to you, but it will become public that, oh, so now Roy call, may they release those criminals. I go dey deny them, but it's on public space already. Why is it in your phone? Why do they keep information that can deter the death of victims tomorrow? Because as we are finishing this program, you hear the news tomorrow. You will hear more people will die. And their relocation is in his phone. And he's collecting stipends from the people's taxes. And those same people are paying tax to the same bandit. Right. How can this
so even going,
how can they close
so going back to government generally, with the plenty amounts year in, year out, security, the top budget for inside our country. Why do you think it's been very difficult for us to come? Understanding what you talk now, say this is a political terrorism, meaning saying that politicians they cause this problem from what you talk. Now then they feel, or now then they feed this problem of terrorism when they get, now then they feed them one way or the other. So if now then they do them, and then it don't be top budget since, why it is very difficult for them to get the willpower to say it's enough, Nigerians should stop dying, local controller. Why? And then why they hard for me and you as Nigerians to hold them accountable and say, you know what, we're not doing election if we don't stop this nonsense. We don't die rich. Why they hard?
For the politicians, I don't want to know what party you belong to, because there are so many of them that carry APC's card. They are still sponsoring people to vote for ALP. There are those in LP carrying bag for OB. In their pocket, text message they land. How many people you don't get for your constituency for APC? So APC, PDP, LP, all of them there are both backstabbers, traitors, and on patriotic Nigerians. Now let's look at the inability to criminalize crime. What is the criminal justice process? Police go arrest him. He go gather the evidence. He go present them before a judge. The judge go look at cases where they on that. The prosecutor go say, sir, they don't do this thing before. The lawyer go come. That lawyer is a Nigerian. When he go house from court, he go join estate meeting for a estate. Then go they plan how to block the estate, make criminal no enter. He go come from court where he go defend criminal. Collect the money, come estate, come contribute for security for the estate where in the state. Now the same judge also go say make people approach bench. And when you now look at the criminal justice system ending at the desk of the judiciary, then you will now ask yourself, why is the judiciary compromised? Because the intimidation of the judiciary is not because of crime. is because of political empowerment, political capacity to override the people's mandate. So you must use the judiciary, which is globally acceptable. Oh, now court, Supreme Court. Now, if that is possible, that means the elements, the criminal elements that you use during the time of overriding the mandate of the people are still available. And they don't know how to fish. They don't know how to drive Uber. They only know how to say, hey, come here. And they seize your gun, or they seize your car, or they steal from you. That's the only thing they know. So you don't fuel them every 4 years. They go back to their business. And if they are caught, their boss will remind you, okay, that boy, they're very effective, very loyal. We have to bring him out. Then, who is in charge of the case? They will now mention who is in charge of the case. Somebody's processing is released immediately. So there is no way you can help this system until you begin first by justifying that a democratic process was legitimate. If you can do that, then you make sure that the judiciary, under its own statutes, empowers people to become Supreme Court or whatever court judges by their own processes as laid down from their own rule. The military supposed to say, sir, Mr. President, this is your chief of army staff. This is your chief of naval staff. They will salute him, I'm loyal, sir. And they will stand by that loyalty. If they don't, before you will now request for their sack. But now it is the same politicians that will appoint who will head police and who will head this. We agree you want to have a team, but when you get to the hospital and you are sick, do you appoint a doctor that will treat you, or the hospital will tell you, now this Dr. Precious, now in the fee handle kidney, you say, I beg, call him for me, I beg, call him. But when it gets to the people's mandate, you ask for your own opportunity.
All right, Nigerians don't they call us plenty. Make it not be like saying I only be put.
My phone,
no vex. All right. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Please, Nigerians, phone lines are open. It's time for you to chime in on the conversation or jumping on the conversation. Kindly follow the link. The link will bring you straight to the studio, or you call the WhatsApp number 0817-029-4077. Now the number to call 0817-029-4077. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Are you there? Good evening. Hello. Yeah, I can hear you. You're a bit faint though, but just go ahead. Sir?
For the past 1 or 2 weeks now, it's been all politics and so on. This is insecurity.
Okay.
And I sincerely praise you for bringing the retired army officer in the studio.
Thank you.
My own aspect is, I'm trying to look at what President Tinubu probably he muted some days ago about state police, which has been in the lips of a lot of Nigerians. And I believe the reason why nobody is talking about it is what happened. I mean, use Anambra's case for a recent example of how the Agune Chamber disgraced the National Service Corps. And that encourages the state police. But that is also because of the fact that we have not, critically thought about the best way to legislate, this state police in North. I don't think it's a problem because all over the world, even in the United States, we have sheriffs. Okay, these are actually state police. So if I ask you, let's say that now, if someone tells you that, look, Precious,
Sir?
if you're 150 naira and you contribute that as a security levy to your state's police, that is every month, which is about 4,000 or 5,000 naira a year. that is more than enough, okay, to fund state police, people who will be well equipped, people who can secure lives and property in the state. And that amount will be more than enough to even contribute, to a salary of let's say over 350,000. I've been doing this past 2 years or 3 years because I use my own state as an example. I'm from Imo State. I'm from Imo State, to be particular. And if we say that Imo State is about 4.5 million inhabitants or 4.5 million indigenes, out of this 4.5 million indigenes, okay, in every local government, we have about 150 pair of books with local government. So we're talking about 5,000 state police people in the state. Okay? And it's okay. How do we fund these people? Because if you look at the United States, use the sheriff department as a model. These guys fund themselves. It is within the localities, within the county that they fund themselves. So if you tell a typical Nigerian that if you have 5,000 naira in a year, that is enough for you to fund your state police. All the state government can do is to probably fund a tactical command or police college that can train these people. You understand? Fund a secret service that will only guard the governors. And then you remove the power from the governor to appoint the commissioner of police. You leave it to be within the people of the state. So if, for instance, now, in our local government, we have up to more than 10 or 15 autonomous companies. And all the traditional traditional rulers from the police council in that area. And these people will be tasked in selecting people who will be within that local government. Let's say that local government, 150 of them. All these 150 people will be well trained, you understand, very intelligent people, not any Tom, Dick, or Harry, not any dog that you give a gun to. Because people will don't, the Americans will tell you that the gun is never a problem. It's rather the idiot you give that gun to. That is
you've rigmarolled a little bit, so you need to be more direct so that we'll understand, your focus, so that the guests can also understand you to make his contribution.
All right, so my focus is let us have an organized discussion, okay, on how to legislate state police so that we will have the people looking after their state police, looking after their police, and not the power to the state government, because that is where, or the governor, that is where there's going to definitely be.
Okay, so make we already get a structure, a particular structure we will put in place where the state police go use operate, so that go this solely in the hands of the state governors to do, what's they want. Make the state police know they within the whims and caprices of the state governors, so that they don't use it as they will. That's your point, right?
At least if the police actually know that this money that we pay, that they get the salary is actually a tax that we contribute on annual basis. So they don't see even, because sometimes they will say, oh, the state government is not paying us, so therefore I'm loyal to whoever the governor is. But the people must understand that the loyalty is to the people and not to the person, you understand, or the commander-in-chief. Yes, for sure, the person, but nevertheless, they understand. You understand where the rights of the governor starts and where it stops, and where the right of the people starts and where it stops. So it's like I was saying, let it be well organized, well legislated, so that we even know the minimum criteria for somebody or the police land. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Ambassador, I don't know if you got him right. Hear what's in talk.
I heard what the man is saying.
Would you like?
Right now we have issues with the current vigilante, right?
Uh-huh.
The current vigilante, both in the east and in the north, they have been seen to collude with criminality. We have that case on ground. So many examples. And I've told someone.
Yes, please be on the line. Let's Ambassador Roy finish up.
We must have a state police that is for the states. Now, who are the people that will be empowered to go there? Who will fund it? Because you are giving gun to a young woman. Because it's not like a company where you say, for 5 months, we never collect salary. If somebody is carrying weapon and he has not collected salary, How many state governors can pay their state? So we must create a model and empower that model stage by stage. That is what I wrote about state police. Like Lagos that have this Lagos neighborhood watch. That is stage 1. But then it's dead already.
You can hardly see the effectiveness. Honestly, I don't feel the effectiveness.
You can see. So if you have that, stage 2 will now be collaboration with the current agency and the people. Stage 3 will be intervention for the people and interfacing with the agencies. Like you have civilian joint task force. Then stage 4, you will now become able to empower them to contain insurgency and criminality.
All right, sir.
They have not been able to cross stage 1 in any state.
And that's a problem. All right. Thank you. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Pressure.
Hi, Laura. Welcome. Go ahead, please.
Good evening to your guests.
Yes, I can hear you.
I listen as people are making suggestions, what to do, that is what to do. There's one simple underlying factor here.
Which is?
All the executives, from the president to the governors to the local government chairman, are not interested. The security of Nigerians, their lives and their property are not their primary interest. All these suggestions we are making, this and that, they are not interested. It's none of their business. They are not interested. You say no, they don't want to do it. It's not because they cannot. It's not because they will not. It's because they are not interested. It's just as basic as that. If you remember, a month or 2 or 3 ago, Harris in Guam issue,
yes,
special advisor, I think, to Governor of Delta State, I think it's his security matters or something. He wrote a resignation letter and he submitted it. He said because he's done all manner of proposals and suggestions to Governor Omoye, and not one. He's been a special advisor. He has not had one chance to meet with the man all through the period of that. They just let's give him a job because he's popular on social media. The people like him. Score some brownie points. They are not interested. The governor in the north is shouting, I know where the bandits are, this, that, is federal government, is federal this. When governors want to win elections, once is election season, between 12 to 6 months to election season, government has seized a container load of ammunition headed for such and such a state. Government has seized this shipload. And when they open it and they are showing it to the public, AK-49s, Kalashnikovs, like crazy weaponry, wicked collections of magazines, like guns that would take metal apart. You see all manner of it that governors import allegedly into their states when it's time to do an election. If really, I remember the later Kere Dolu, when they were challenging during Buhari's time, like, you cannot arm Amoteku. He said, to hell, I will do it.
And they did. And Amoteku was doing very well at that early stage. They did very well.
Yeah, he did. So the governor is Zamfara who's telling you, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. When it is time for their elections, when they need to win the elections by all means possible, when they need to snatch it, grab it, and run away with it, they import. Do you remember the investigative journalist that went into prison deliberately?
Fisayo.
And that has been, yes, Fisayo. Do you remember when he outed this Tinubu's friend, that one that this singer was greeting in the plane and Nigerians rubbished her? I can't remember the man's name. For smuggling guns into the country, and nothing happened to him because he's close to power. So
the customs person.
I don't know if he's even a customs person.
Go ahead.
The bottom line is the governors are not interested. Now the Nigerians who should put pressure on them are busy dancing, going to party, going from one church program to the other. Let me tell many Nigerians, many pastors are beginning to relocate from Nigeria. You don't know.
Oh, I know pastors. Their churches are still in Nigeria, but most of them are not in Nigeria.
Their churches are in Nigeria.
It's still headquartered in Nigeria, but they know they join virtual service.
Apostle Osayi Arome has relocated to the US permanently. In case people do not know, yes, their church is still in Makodi. Many like that, they are moving their kids. Why? This country is, I will put it, 65% a failed nation. When you were talking to Mr. Roy, I decided to go to ChatGPT. Please permit me to quickly read something for you. I asked Chat because when your country is going through something, what you need to do is pick out nations that have experience similar to you and the direction they took. If nothing happened, was it Newton or who said something will be in a fixed position except forces applied to it? So if nothing different happens to Nigeria in the next 1 to 30 years, you can predict Nigeria's future. You can predict her trajectory. If something happens to move her in the positive direction, you can predict her trajectory. You just need to look at nations that have gone ahead of you, those who went the positive way, those who went the negative way. When you were interviewing the Dr. Roy in the studio, I asked ChatGPT, I said, how did Haiti get taken over by gangs? They say, Nigeria currently is a territory occupied by multifaceted, different types of armed groups, different types from the north to the east to the west, even in the cities. The thugs that stopped Gbadebo from holding his meeting today, they are just a few steps removed from Boko Haram because they are in a city. They were given guns, supported by the local government chairman in a vehicle. They were said to have come together to come and disrupt it. Tomorrow, if another person comes to power that does not fit those people, because we've had the same party, the same group of people, politicians using them, by the time another set of politicians come, yes, they will become armed bandits because they've been feeding off thuggery, banditry, violence. That's how they've been sustained for years. The Baba Sokwe politics in Lagos. So as soon as that power changes hands by any means, and those people are not sustained, absorbed, or rehabilitated, they will become the Boko Haram officer. Because why? In the north, APC came into power, changed government, PDP had been using some of those boys, APC ramped it up, blowing up different things across the country, comes into power, you can't sustain them, and they became something else. When external influence came to sponsor terrorism in Nigeria, it was Oshube. All of them went for it. And then the whole Sahara and the fall of Mali and all those nations that opened the porous borders to Sahel, that was it. With the death of Muammar Gaddafi and that whole thing and the whole resistance movement, everything just flowing down from Sahara. And Nigeria became easy target, especially when they hear by phone that you can make billions just from kidnapping. Let me read something. I asked ChatGPT, how did Haiti get taken over by gangs? Because if nothing positive, if no force, if nothing moves Nigeria, you see this thing where we say, we shouldn't have the revolution, we shouldn't do this. There's something very very to me. Say I'm not afraid of a revolution. You say I'm afraid of what will happen after. The death of Muammar Gaddafi is not the key, it's not the issue. What will happen to that governed space after Muammar Gaddafi? Have you seen that Libya has become a place dominated by armed militias, 3-4 different governments in power at the same time? Okay. How did Haiti get taken over by the gangs? ChatGPT says it's a tough story. It goes back decades. Haiti didn't just suddenly fall under gang control. It was a slow erosion of state authority mixed with outside pressures. Here are the main pieces. 1. Political instability. Since the fall of the Duvalier dictatorship in 1986, Haiti has struggled with mark this and drop the connection with Nigeria. Haiti has struggled with weak governments, coups, contested election. I repeat, contested election elections. This left power fragmented and no strong state institutions to rely on. 2, collapse of the police and justice system. Mr. Roy mentioned deliberate underfunding of the police. Haiti's police force has been underfunded, understaffed, and often corrupt. Courts, Mr. Roy talked about courts. Courts barely function, which means gangs can operate with near impunity. And this ChatGPT, you would have thought Mr. Roy wrote it. Economic desperation. Poverty in Haiti is extreme. We have 185 million people living in multidimensional poverty in Nigeria, drug equivalents, with very few opportunities for work. Many young men find that joining gangs who offer money, protection, and a sense of belonging more appealing than unemployment. 3, political manipulation. Precious, this is not Nigeria, this is Haiti. Political manipulation. For years, politicians in brackets and some business elites armed and financed gangs to secure votes or intimidate rivals. And gentlemen,
they're from Nigeria.
Nigeria. When the state couldn't control them anymore, the gangs became independent power centers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Haiti.
Wow.
4, natural disasters and foreign interventions. I won't read too much into that. It says gangs fill the spaces where the state could have been. And finally, figures. After President Jovenel Moise was assassinated in 2021, the already weak government nearly collapsed with no elections, no parliament, and only a de facto prime minister. Gangs consolidated control over ports. Ports, dear Nigerians, you are headed in this direction. You can pray from now till the cows come. If nothing changes, the gangs are coming for your ports. It says with
The
no
ports,
elections,
do you know what's happening in our ports authority? Do you know what's happening to ports?
I'm reading what is happening.
I am telling you that you know what's happening to the ports right now, the ports importation right now.
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you know that the owner of terminals, when they import things come, most of those things would be, transported to terminals and for clearance and all that. Owners of terminals, I think they were paying a bond of 500,000 before thereabouts, or so. Let me say, I can't remember the particular amount, but they've been asked to pay, like if they were paying 500,000 before, they've been asked to make it 50 million bond. You understand? Freight forwarders or importers, they were supposed to pay, I think, as little as whether I think 300,000 or thereabouts has been increased to 5 million each of them. And most of these payments are renewed yearly. I think something like that. I have to get the right information. And when next I will get an expert from that industry. So that is already a disaster. People are complaining. In fact, one of the sources I spoke to during that interview, I had secretly saying that it looks like there's a systematic approach to remove a certain people from the ports in Nigeria, so that other people will occupy it. I'm not just saying that certain people. That's why I hear them. Like there's a system, because almost all the law they're making. Check out all the heads of parasitals agencies they're putting in. Well, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk. I hate. I mean, I have done these interviews, but I refuse to bring it to this conversation. I'm sure you've never heard me say it before.
65% failed. I read the last paragraph. With no elections, no parliament, and only a de facto prime minister, gangs consolidated control over ports, neighborhoods, and even highways. Now, in much of Port-au-Prince, their capital, and beyond, gangs control territory, run checkpoints, and act as the de facto authorities, sometimes even providing services that the government can't. It's not just about criminal gangs taking over. It is the story of a state so weakened that armed groups stepped in.
Thank you so much, Laura. Let's let her speak. Thank you so much. Whoa. Ambassador Royo.